perfection in Kansas City, Thierry Henry comes to life, and a huge showdown for the U.S. under-23 team next on The Daily. Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of The Daily here with Andrew Wiebe. I'm Nick Furshaw, looking back at the weekend in MLS and U.S. soccer. Let's start with the last remaining team that's perfect over 3 games in the MLS season. Sporting Kansas City, not really a surprise, but they get a dramatic win over FC Dallas on Sunday night.
Yeah, last year it was FC Dallas stealing the points in Kansas City. This time, Kai Kamara in the 88th minute makes up for that penalty miss early on. I think it was one that he really wanted to have. A great build-up by Kansas City. Good performance by them overall. FC Dallas had a lot of comments saying, you know, they just kept coming at us. And I think that's what we expect from them as the season goes on.
Kansas City 3-0 after 3 games, and keep this in mind, a win over a Western Conference team. That's what everybody had been waiting to see from Kansas City. If they could do it against the West, they got it done.
And they've got 5 more against the West coming up. So
a lot to
we'll
go.
see.
We'll have to see if Kansas City is atop the MLSsoccer.com power rankings. They were number 2 after last week. Those come out on Tuesday on MLSsoccer.com. Next up, a reversal of fortune for the New York Red Bulls. They opened up the home slate at Red Bull Arena on Sunday, and they did it in style. A 4-1 win over the Colorado Rapids. Thierry Henry didn't take him long to get going in this one.
First 10 minutes, Thierry with a goal, and then feeds Kenny Cooper to essentially put the game away for New York. This is what we've expected from them, some sort of production up top from those high-priced forwards. They end up putting it away 4-1. A consolation goal for Omar Cummings, a little bit sloppy in this one. Obviously, Rafa Marquez giving that one away, and then Thierry Henry being gifted his first. But a great start for them. But if you're Colorado, can't look into it too much. Jeff Larentowicz and Pascal Mastroeni on the bench just could not control that midfield area.
You mentioned it. 2 guys missing for the Colorado Rapids. Some injury for Pablo Mastroeni. Some other injury news from this one. New York Red Bull striker Juan Agudelo expected to miss potentially 6 weeks on this one. A torn meniscus in his left knee. Agudelo saying he's going to go under the knife on Monday. He's saying he's going to miss 3 to 4 weeks. Hans Bach, the head coach of New York Red Bull, says it could be a minimum of 6 weeks for Juan Agudelo. Next up, a look at the top 2 teams in the Western Conference. Real Salt Lake headed into this weekend 2-0. It looked like a walk in the park at home on Saturday night against winless Chivas USA, but wasn't to be. Jason Kreis and RSL go down 1-0 to Robin Fraser and the Goats.
Yeah, definitely the shocker of the weekend. Fraser getting a little bit of, I don't know if revenge is the right word, but getting a nice result for him and his team that were scuffling in the early going here. A goal from Casey Townsend, opportunistic to say the least. Nick Raimondo comes off his line, can't quite get it. Alvaro Saborio hits the post in the late going, and Kreis said he wasn't that mad. He said the performance was good. They just didn't have those final pieces, but still something that no one expected coming into this weekend.
So you have the last unbeaten team in the Western Conference in league play. That's the Seattle Sounders. They got a 2-0 win over the Houston Dynamo on Friday night out at CenturyLink Field. A guy named David Estrada, if you haven't heard of him by now, he's got 4 goals this year. He's leading all scorers in the league.
Yeah, he stays hot. A deflected goal, maybe not the beautiful finish that he would have liked, but they all count, especially for a guy trying to earn his place in the lineup once Eddie Johnson comes back. But 2 goals in about 5 minutes span in the first half for Seattle. At that point, Houston was essentially put away. Not a lot going for them going forward. Obviously, Jeff Cameron can't be happy with that penalty. Maybe a little bit soft, depending on how you look at it, but surely they'll bounce back. But a great win for Seattle against what many think is an Eastern Conference elite.
Yeah, good win for the Seattle Sounders. They're going to have a test next weekend. They're up at home against the San Jose Earthquakes, who had a big win over the weekend against Toronto FC. Chris Wondolowski with 2 goals in that one. He's got 3 goals on the season. You can log on to MLSsoccer.com and find the results from the entire weekend. A big win for the Chicago Fire and the New England Revolution. All the other results on MLSsoccer.com. Last but not least, a look at the Olympic qualifiers in the CONCACAF region, U.S. and Canada in action on Monday, and it's a big one for the United States after a 2-0 loss to Canada on Saturday night. It's do or die time. They're up against El Salvador on Monday night, 9 p.m. Eastern on the Universal Sports Network and Mundos in Spanish. It's do or die. Caleb Porter and his guys need to win this.
You got to get a result here, and even if they do, it's odds on that Canada will beat Cuba and claim that first spot in the group. That sets up a huge semifinal match. Once again, should the U.S. get through with Mexico for all the marbles for a trip to London, but not the most inspired performance by the U.S. this weekend. 2 crosses in the box that really should have been dealt with. Aiko Para and Bill Hamid have got to be kicking themselves after that game, but they have a chance to make up for it, and all is not lost yet.
Well, again, that game, 9 p.m. Eastern on Universal Sports. And in Spanish on Mundos, you can find a live chat right here on MLSsoccer.com. That does it for us. Make sure you log on to the site where you can find the AT&T MLS goal of the week. Some great candidates. You can find all the ways to vote on MLSsoccer.com.